The days of sanctuary cities protecting violent criminals are officially over. President Trump promised to restore law and order in America, and the results are already sending shockwaves through liberal strongholds nationwide. In the past week alone, ICE agents have arrested dozens of dangerous criminals who should have been deported years ago, but were protected by progressive policies. In New York, they apprehended a Chinese national convicted of murder. In Chicago, they arrested a Mexican nationals convicted of drunk driving, causing death, and drug trafficking. In St. Paul, they arrested individuals convicted of doing horrible things to children. These are the monsters that Democrats have been protecting in the name of compassion. Rather than apologizing, AOC is instructing illegal immigrants to not open the doors to law enforcement. And while President Trump works to remove dangerous criminals from our streets, I want to talk to you about a threat that's called premature aging. A groundbreaking 2024 study revealed that collagen can dramatically reduce wrinkles and improve skin firmness. As the border wall construction resumes to keep America safe, this multi-collagen formula works as your body's structural support system. Just as border wall is reducing illegal crossings by 87%, this formula's 5 key types of collagen shows remarkable results in reducing wrinkles and improving elasticity. Unlike sanctuary policies that hide the truth, this collagen contains nothing to hide. No GMOs, no artificial ingredients. So visit healthwithgary.com. Get 51% off and a discount during their special promotion. It's linked down below. Okay, this just moments ago from James O'Keefe. He has their first federal whistleblower of 2025 going on the record. This changes everything. Let's check in with James O'Keefe.
Tomorrow.
Let's go. I want 2 videographers in location A. I want 2 videographers in location B. It might take hours. It's an endurance test.
We have no idea if they are armed, what kind of traps they may have laid out.
They go to peak to peak to peak.
To peak to peak.
Maybe that's what we should do tomorrow. Let's go.
Hike up the mountain?
Yeah.
We don't know if there's anything up there?
Whoa.
Tomorrow, a new whistleblower goes on the record with O'Keefe Media and Citizen Journalism Foundation.
So you ready to do this?
I'm ready. They're doing it on behalf of the cartels.
Where was the whistle coming from? That we are being watched, we are being monitored, and they're whistling.
And don't fear the government and what they can do to you. I'm just standing here, just hear what I'm trying to say. Help me.
Stay tuned.
James O'Keefe is on the case. Here we have this just 3 hours ago. In the Oval Office, President Trump announces the United States will replace the EB-5 program with the new gold card for immigration. Check this out.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a
any
minute.
requirements for that
Hang on a
gold
sec.
card? Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about. We're going to be
gold cards, baby. Taking out the national debt and solving the immigration process at the same time. Here we have DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announcing she's found the ICE raid leakers and is firing them.
Jeopardy. Their lives. I have found some leakers. We are continuing to get more. They will be fired. There will be consequences. And remember, when they leak information to the press in order to blow an op, they are putting law enforcement lives in jeopardy. They are risking their lives and putting their families in the position where they'll have to live without those individuals any further. So you bet we have used every tactic that we have. If you remember, we talked just last week about how I'm using polygraphs to go after and to really interview these folks because we are a national security agency. I have that tool I can use. Also looking at their emails, looking at their communications. And it's amazing how these bureaucrats who have an agenda to stop the work that we're doing to bring safety to America, how they will sell each other down the river if it's just to protect themselves. So don't worry, I am doing everything to find these leakers and to get rid of them so that we can do our work and our law enforcement officers and agents can do it safely. I have found some leakers. We are continuing.
About time we found out who these leakers are, and they are facing justice. Here we have more from the press secretary on the leaks of sensitive information to the press.
Unacceptable. I know the president and this White House commend Secretary Noem for launching an internal investigation to identify those leakers because it's unacceptable for career bureaucrats who are standing in the way of the will of the American people and enacting President Trump's agenda. If they don't want to adhere to the will of the 77 million Americans who reelected President Trump, then they should go find another job. And if they continue to leak information, especially information that is critical to protecting Border Patrol agents and ICE agents who are out there doing jobs that not many people are willing to do, putting their lives on the line to protect our national security, then those individuals absolutely should be fired. And this administration is committed to finding them.
Oh, yeah. It is on. Here we have more from this press secretary earlier today. The border wall is a signature promise of President Trump's campaign. Let's listen.
At him for bringing up the border wall is a signature promise of President Trump's campaign. He talked about it way back in 2015 and 2016, and people laughed at him for bringing up this idea. It's proven to be not only an idea that he delivered on in his first term and continues to deliver on in his second term, but it's also proven to be highly effective. In fact, we know where there were parts of President Trump's border wall built and standing under the previous administration, illegal border crossings dropped 87% 7% where there was a border wall. So the wall is an incredible deterrent factor for illegal migrant caravans. The president is committed to the continuation of the construction of the wall. And, you know, the previous administration actually sold off the resources that the Trump administration secured to build the wall. And that's an egregious misuse of the American taxpayers' money. They just let those resources rot on the southern border. They actually sold them for pennies on the dollar. So this administration, DHS and ICE and Customs and Border Patrol and Tom Homan and all of the great people you know who are working on this effort are committed to continuing the construction of President Trump's border wall. The border wall is a signature promise of President Trump's campaign.
Build the wall. It's happening. It's going back up. Biden claimed that he needed a bill for authority to shut down the border until it could get back under control. Well, Congress didn't pass the bill, and yet in his first month in office, Donald Trump has somehow managed to shut down the border without it. Oh, yes, that's what's happening. Here's more. Check this out. This is really bizarre. Governor Katie Hobbs of Arizona, she's bending the knee to Donald Trump. Today, I signed an executive order launching Operation Desert Guardian to combat cartels, stop drug smuggling and human trafficking, and secure America's border. How interesting is that, right? Secretary Kristi Noem was quote tweeting her. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs just signed an executive order to partner local and state law enforcement with the federal government to secure our border and stop transnational gangs. Isn't that interesting? Katie Hobbs, who stole the election there, now is bending the knee to President Trump. Here we have this from Officer Lou posting a Fox News clip. In a major operation, one of the most significant to date, approximately 90 illegal migrants were detained in and around Colony Ridge. We talked about this yesterday, but here is an update.
Largely has Texas on that. Brooke, what happened? Hi, Bill. Well, this was one of the largest operations we have seen yet, with Border Czar Tom Homan telling Fox First that around 90 illegal migrants were arrested. These arrests happening in and around the Colony Ridge area. This is right outside of Houston. It's a largely Hispanic development. Officials say HSI, along with ERO officers and Texas DPS, targeted criminal and illegal migrants early Monday morning. Border Czar Tom Homan joined that operation. He tells me it was phase one of a larger criminal investigation and that a majority of those arrested were criminal migrants. Now, we're still waiting on a breakdown of just how many, but he says some already had warrants and were arrested at worksite operations. Others were captured on camera right here getting arrested during traffic stops conducted by DPS.
This is something a little different today. It's a larger criminal investigation into a network, and a lot of the people we're interested in were located in that area. I know for a fact there were several sexual predators, child predators that were arrested for sexual misconduct with a child. There are several of them. I know there's one that was convicted of either homicide or murder.
And ICE just sent me this. Among those arrested, a 3-time previously deported criminal illegal alien from El Salvador. ICE tells me he had a criminal arrest warrant for alleged repeated abuse of a minor.
Oh, my goodness. It's just disgusting, but I'm glad these people are getting off the streets. It is long overdue. Joe Biden, of course, allowing them to flourish in this country. In New York City, ICE has arrested a Chinese national convicted of murder. Representative AOC reminds illegal immigrants to protect themselves and do not open the door. AOC sharing tips on how illegal immigrants can evade ICE. Yeah, don't open the door. That's what she's telling. Maybe Tom Homan should send a welcome team to her house and see what she's up to. We have this also 6 hours ago. Rapid Response 47 in Chicago. ICE arrested a Mexican national convicted of drunk driving, resulting in a death, who had an order of removal back from 2006. A Mexican national convicted of possession with these drugs with intent to distribute, who also had an order of removal, and more. This is from Congresswoman Delia C. Ramirez. When Trump weaponizes the DOJ to target welcoming states and sanctuary cities that defend our neighbors, remember, he and his billionaire bosses seek to break us so there's no one left to resist. What? Yeah, okay, whatever. You guys can keep crying all you want. We are going to keep making America safer and greater every single minute of the day. Let's keep going. In St. Paul, we have this. ICE has arrested a Sudanese national convicted of, you can see it on the screen there, I don't even like saying those words, a Mexican national convicted of also that against a victim under that age, and a Laotian national convicted of this. And oh my goodness, these people are absolutely horrific, but they are no longer on our streets. Here we have more, a tiny sample of the illegal immigrant criminals arrested in so-called sanctuary destinations in the past few days under Trump. If politicians in these sanctuary locales had their way, these criminals would still be free to roam our streets. I don't even want to look at these people, but here they are. Look at that. Mexican national convicted of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Mexican national convicted of possession of this thing. Sudanese national convicted of that. Mexican national convicted of that. Mexican national convicted of negligent this. Salvadorian national convicted of what? Oh my. A Chinese national convicted of murder. Laotian national. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But we are racking up the wins every single day with this administration. But then we have this. Representative Pramila Jayapal. We can't let them deport them.
We can't let them their distractions. We can't let them deport the millions of families across this country who have been doing the work that keeps our economy going every day. We can't let them scapegoat and criminalize immigrants who contribute, who are our neighbors, our friends, our churchgoers, our community around us that we deeply love. Immigrants are us. Yes. Immigrants are us, and we all deserve respect and dignity. That's right. If you look at the food that's on your table, think about who picked it. Right. Yeah. If you look at your homes...
Yeah, and if you look at your children, you can just hope that they don't end up in the hands of a 3-time deported Salvadorian man arrested in Texas. Yeah, straight to Gitmo. Here we have Laura Ingraham, 12 hours ago on the way to Gitmo with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Let's check in with her.
At Gitmo. We're getting ready to depart for Gitmo. It's about 7:30 in the morning. Early risers in the military, of course, with the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. There's a big mission underway at Gitmo. We're going to tell you a little bit about it, involving moving some of the illegal immigrants out of the United States who are seeking asylum here. But this is going to be an exciting trip and very informational for all the viewers of The Angle. Look forward to seeing you for the report.
And the American economy and the American borders getting more secure by the minute. Let's see, we have this. Here's DOD rapid response, shaking every single hand after landing in Gitmo. Secretary of Defense loves and supports the American warfighter. Wow.
Okay, so you got this.
I never could imagine this, but here we are, folks. This is the most beautiful thing ever. Real people working inside of our government. And we have this. This one says, "Why are you even here, you losers? You have no loyalty, no care about a country you're invading. Party's over. We won."
But let me get this straight. You're protesting in America to be here illegally, and you're waving the flag that you're from, but you refuse to go back to the country that you're from. And not only that, you're taking the American flag, throwing it on the ground, and stepping on it.
Yeah, then why are you even here? Yeah, isn't it ironic? You see all these protests, don't deport us, but then they're waving the American flags of the country from where they escaped from. Here is more from illegal alien crimes. Mike Tobin Fox released video from the police chase when these two were arrested. Whoa.
Governor Mayor of Chicago.
Wow. Immigration crackdown reaching far beyond the southern border. This is exclusive new video that shows migrants in Illinois leading police on a dangerous high-speed chase. That is a cornfield. Mike Tobin's live in Chicago. What happened here, Mike? Hello.
Well, Bill, you know the Illinois governor and mayor of Chicago are opposed to immigration reform efforts from the Trump administration. But now you've got counties in Illinois who are stepping up to say they've got enough problems and don't want to be a sanctuary.
Troop 5, he just took off on me.
Two Hondurans in the U.S. illegally lead police on a high-speed chase through cornfields an hour and a half outside Chicago.
Pit. Subject is on foot, running northbound through the field. On foot, northbound through the field. Get your hands up. Get them up.
18-year-old Roybin Barahona, 23-year-old Christian Arazo Velasquez arrested. 7 pounds of fentanyl found in the car.
Three bricks.
The Illinois Safety Act eliminates cash bond. Barahona was released without bail and quickly fled to California. Velasquez is still held in the Grundy County Jail. The county chairman believes they were in Illinois because it's a sanctuary state.
If we had a less welcome...
Wow. Immigration crack...
Thank the governor of Illinois for that, Jelly Belly Pritzker. Well, they are going to be testifying in front of Congress very soon to answer for their obstruction. This is from the White House moments ago. The White House exposed the sick reality of sanctuary cities where Democrats fight to keep illegal immigrant criminals on our streets. Trump is deporting the murderers and the people the Democrats want free. Here is the official press release from the White House. Check it out on our X account. You need to follow us there if you are not, because that is where we are posting all of the up-to-date information. We are now officially in the press corps for the White House, and we get all of the inside information instantaneously directly from the press communications office. So you need to be following us for the latest information and, of course, following us here on YouTube. So the reality the mainstream media refuses to acknowledge is that President Trump's border policies work. As Press Secretary Leavitt pointed out, under the previous administration, illegal border crossings dropped 87% where there was a border wall. Meanwhile, the Biden-Harris team claimed they needed new legislation to secure the border, yet somehow in his first month back in office, President Trump has managed to shut it down without any new laws, exposing their true agenda. And perhaps most stunning is Secretary Heg's confirmation that Guantanamo Bay is being prepared to hold illegal immigrants seeking asylum outside U.S. borders. So this ensures that those with frivolous claims can't disappear into American communities while their cases languish. So the message is clear. America's borders matter, our laws matter, and American lives matter. The question is, should mayors and governors who deliberately obstruct federal immigration enforcement face legal consequences for crimes committed by those they protect? Answer below. And grab your exclusive Next News gear in the Next News merch shop. It's linked down below. Grab a hat, grab a shirt, and show the world where you stand with real news.